Alrighty, good morning. We are up having breakfast at the last morning here in Cape Coast. We're getting ready. When we're picked up in a little while, we'll be basically just making our trek back to Accra, having had a very enlightening experience here in Cape Coast. So, just having a standard breakfast at the buffet here: eggs, French toast, pancakes, nothing too exotic or specific to our location. For dinner last night, my wife had red, which is the same thing she had had for lunch, because she really enjoyed it. So that was very cool. We're just getting a little exposure to some of the culinary delights here in Ghana. So we don't look forward to the 3.5-hour trek back to Accra on the phenomenally not ready for driving on road that we will be on for most of the trip, but got to get back somehow. So we'll await that adventure. All right, see ya. Squid. I acquired some squid here, and this is a smaller squid.
Do you know what kind of a squid it is? I don't remember. That's okay.
And then you just chop it up like any other rice or peas or...
Yeah, so you can dice it. You can dice it and mix it with anything. Your noodles, your rice. But this is fried. So you can also use it
Oh, so this has already been cooked?
Yes, this is fried. But the fresh ones, they look very white.
Okay.
Yes, but these ones are fried. It has the tentacles and everything on it. And it's the small one.
Now, is this cut right here, the innards were taken out?
Yes.
Okay.
They're taken out. So this is how it looks. This is the, I'll show you the baby. Baby squid.
All right, well, thank you.
So now, is that something that the government gives them money for, or is it private?
Yeah, I think the government has a sense.
And we are on our way back to Accra with this just totally astonishing road situation. So, after a drive that thankfully seemed shorter on the way back, we are back in Accra and actually back at the African Region Hotel, where we will spend one more night, and then tomorrow we begin our journey towards South Africa. We'll leave here, we go to Addis Ababa, spend the night there, and then the following morning continue on to Johannesburg. So we have had a wonderful time in Ghana. We have the rest of today. I think we're going to do some more shopping and so on. Then a restful evening, and then the second main part of this adventure takes over. All right. Okay, so we are up in our room here, our second room. This is very different looking than the one that we had before. This one seems a little more airy. The other one was a little darker, but that's okay. So, but the African artwork, etc. But here we are. And what did you say this building over here this is the president's Jubilee House, Flagstaff House. Gotcha.
Don't go anywhere. Okay, so this is our National Museum. Now, today we'll look at unity and diversity.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys are a couple,
Yes.
but sometimes you get on your nerves, right?
Sorry.
Yes.
Sometimes you get on your nerves,
Yes.
but you love each other.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's what is working.
Yes.
What is working is your diversity. You know, human beings are unique. We are a group of unique people. Take some of the good bits. It doesn't matter which side of which values attached to it. You put it at the other side of the scale. Now, what two items do you have on the scale? Your gold necklace. Now, when you put a value, when you look at the scale and it has an equal balance, you put together the values of it. It's sun, so the water should be what? Warm.
Right.
But it's cooler. Then at night, when the sun sets, you then also expect, okay, there's no sun, so it should be more cooler, but the waters are a bit warmer. So that's how clay behaves like. It regulates temperature. So it regulates the temperature in the room for how to sleep better. But when you're feeling too warm, you see people sleeping on top of the roof. Because the upper you go, the cooler it is. Like you understand that? Okay, so you're in the city of Accra. So that's the chief of Accra. So that's the last image of the chief of Accra. So that's over there. That's the current chief. So you're on his land. And this is a mannequin dressed like him. Now, it doesn't matter that you're in the city of the capital city of the country. We have everyone living here in Accra. You know, all the tribes live here in Accra. But there's only one indigenous ethnic group of Accra called the Gan people. Gan. Now, this group of people believe they migrated from Israel. Now, chiefs don't take off their sandals in public. They don't drink water in public. They don't talk to you directly. They talk to someone. And he has the painted fabric. I'm sure you've been in the country for 4 days. You know what painted fabric kitchen. Now, we still cook like this across the entire continent of Africa. We still do. Now, you don't see kitchens like this in the house. You see it situated on a compound. You see it on a compound. Now, the floor is made from clay. We use pots to cook. Why do we have English names? You know, in a dominated African country like we. Now, most of us born in the 1900s have English names because of the British influence. Now, but that's not only our names. We have more attached to it. So my full name is Larry Elikem Kofi Kim. Now, Elikem is my tribal name. It means God is with you. Kofi is a name given to me because I was a boy born on a Friday. So that's how it works in our country. Now, Sunday, this session of the talk, we'll look at puberty. Now, the puberty right, it's not a unified custom in our country. It's just a few selected people that do this for their young girls. Now, it's believed that you are no longer a girl. Queens, you know, because they had servants when they died, it's believed that, when they're alive, when they die, they also need the same servant. So slaves, children, volunteers are captured and beheaded. And the head will be buried with this dead king. But it's not cool to behead people. So we stopped doing that and started using clay heads. We also give him money when you die. Why did they wait for you to die before they give you money? Now, to get to the spirit, is there's a type of currency, but it has a Spanish word. You know, it means bracelet. So people wear this and walk around and they see something they want to buy. They exchange their Mandela when they want to buy. But how do you know the value of what you can buy? So if I want to get a watch, and my Mandela is made from ivory, I can buy like 20 pieces of it. But the Mandela is made of stone, I can only get like 2 pieces of it. So it came from Spain, Morocco to West Africa. The most used form of currency has to be the seashell, cowrie shells. Now, cowrie shells are not from Africa. Of clay. Remember what you said about clay today. So when you stick your oil into the furnace and heat it up, it gets about 2,800 Fahrenheit, and the rock will smelt down. You have iron.
Iron.
Yeah. Look at medicinal plants here. Because of time, it will be difficult for me to talk about every single picture. But you are free to scan the code, takes you to a place on the internet for more information. We'll do some selected feed. So I is the image of the the back, you have to soften it. So you leave it in water for a couple of days. And you end up with something like this. You take your wooden mallet, then look at the second picture, you beat it down. Someone say you're beating the hell out of it. And when you beat it, that becomes very flat, and voila, it dries up in the sun.
Okay.
So now the Stone Age session, you know, when we started this talk, we spoke about the title Unity in Diversity. Now, this is the first time here in Africa, and you chose Ghana, and mainly one of the reasons to be of our slave history as a country or as people. Now, unfortunately for us, we have a rich slave history. So most Africans or black folks who live outside the continent come to Ghana to trace off their ancestry routes, which is good. But for black people, this is where you are right now. So we are here right now. But where do you see the name Ghana written? You see the name Ghana over here. So before we had countries and states, we had kingdoms. So the name Ghana comes from a powerful kingdom. This is it. Now, the Arabs started a lot of chain reactions like slavery. Arabs were the first people to take black people away from the continent of Africa. The reason why you don't see black people in the Middle East is because the men were castrated. So they couldn't produce. How did the Arabs come to Africa? They used the route. So these are all titled Unity, Diversity. Now look at the black star. The black star there, just like our national flag, is a message to we black people. We should see ourselves as stars. Because our first president believed the hope of the world, Marcus Garvey, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, is the black man. Now, black people are the most diverse people in the world because we're taking around places. We have our own languages now, we live in different places. So we tell African Americans, black people from the Caribbean, black people from Brazil, that we can't all live in Africa today. It's not going to work. You are living where you are. But what you can do is what you guys are doing. You are creating connections with us. And when you create a connection, you also create network. And we create our own world wide web using the African sense. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Alrighty, so just coming back from our final lunch in Ghana. We ate at a restaurant called Afrikiko. The food throughout Ghana has been absolutely awesome, and I had today something called red with fish, which my wife has had a couple of times, and I got to have some of my own. It was awesome. Came with some fries that, needed a little help, but that's okay. The red more than made up for it. So we're headed back to the hotel, get some rest, and then tomorrow we're off on the next major part of our adventure. Alright, back later. Alrighty, so after a much needed nap again, a lot of napping in the afternoon here with this temperature and the itinerary that we've been following, but we're in the bar lounge area of the African Regent Hotel, having dinner for our last evening here in Ghana. I think, like I said earlier, we will be getting to the airport in the morning and getting on a plane and heading over to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where we will stay for one night just to make a connection the next day over to Johannesburg, which is our next actual destination. We have had an amazing time in Ghana. It has just been eye-opening and awe-inspiring and thought-provoking and all sorts of descriptions that I could come up with, but this has just been a fantastic trip. And we're just kind of really getting started in our coming to visit the continent for the first time for both of us. But really excited to see what comes next. But for today, rest of this evening, get some rest, kind of get recharged for the next part of our adventure. So that is where we are. Thanks. Bye.